Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. As you can see, we are going to start this analysis by looking at the price action of Bitcoin here in a daily time frame. And today, not only this, we are also going to add this one very interesting scenario from Wyckoff, because if you look at this Korean Bitcoin price action and also look at this accumulation schematic from Wyckoff event and phases, the price of Bitcoin right now could be in this very interesting phase, which is phase D, because after this phase D, we could be entering the phase E, and in phase E, what usually happens is price goes completely parabolic. So now, if you would look at this price action very carefully, guys, you can see there are 5 different phases, right? Phase A, B, C, D and E, and this phase D is where we expect our price also to be right now, because in a phase D there are going to be some more range bound type of scenario playing out for Bitcoin before an actual breakout take place. Right now, after breaking out of this long-term consolidation phase, you can see I have actually talked about this scenario already in my video, and I've also showed you with many different examples, because if you want to look here from the past Bitcoin price action, you can see when we had this after some correction consolidation in this way, right, or more of a consolidation type of scenario playing out, price broke out of this upper line area, right, came back to retest this, and after that we started this new move here to the upside. If you go back here from 2018 or 2019, you can see this was also a longer term consolidation phase, right? You can see that very clearly. And once we were able to break out of this long-term consolidation phase, we started this new impulsive move here to the upside. So in our case right now, this here could also be a new accumulation phase, and after this accumulation phase, the price is going to start another rally here to the upside. So now, as you can see, we are hovering around this 49,000 price range, and if this is going to also continue here to the upside, where it could be possibly hitting, according to this scenario here, our focus is going to be around this 0.618 Fibonacci line, because if you take the Fibonacci line from this swing high till this swing low, you can see we might be heading towards this 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level. So this 0.618 is our potential upward price target for Bitcoin, because right now the area where we are finding some difficulty to break is this line. I did talk about this on my yesterday video. You can see this line was a strong line of support, and the same line could be acting as a resistance. But if this resistance line is going to get broken, our next possible target is going to be this another support line, right? And this exact line is also lying around this 0.618 Fibonacci line. So that's why right now 51,000 to 50,000 is where we might be getting gravitated here in the short-term trade. But this doesn't mean that the price of Bitcoin is now going to continue this rally without any sort of a retracement. We have to take into consideration, because according to this phase D, there are going to be some more range-bound type of scenario, more of a shakeout, before showing this actual breakout entering the phase E area. So in our case, what I'm also expecting, if we would see any sort of a pullback, right, pullback around this area, maybe we could be forming this symmetrical triangle type of scenario before showing an actual breakout here in this manner. So this is also one scenario we will be monitoring time and again in my videos. But now, if you look at this here in a bit different way, you can see. And also, guys, I just want to make you aware that Phemex right now is providing around $1,200 bonus to our community member who sign up using this ref link and deposit at least 1 Bitcoin. This $1,200 bonus will be credited within 24 hours after your initial deposit. Leave your initial deposit on the site and just trade with this $1,200 free money provided by Phemex. This is a great opportunity, so definitely try grabbing it. So now let's switch into another chart. So this here is broadening bottom scenario for Bitcoin. Slowly but surely, we are actually forming this very nice broadening bottom scenario for Bitcoin. So according to this broadening bottom, we have said our price could be getting gravitated around this 55,000 price range. But we have said plenty of time, we are not expecting a move here in this manner, but more of a range bound type of scenario until reaching the price target here to the upside. Why I'm actually expecting this kind of movement to happen is because you can see, according to this phase D area, we could see some more shakeout around this phase D before entering the phase E, right? And also right now, as you can see, the price here is heading towards this 50,000 range. But we know unless the price of Bitcoin has not broken out of this 0.618, this line here, we will still be very careful, because in my previous videos people were talking about the dead cat bounce. That's why I said you, in crypto the 0.5 is not going to be the line of resistance. The 0.61 is the strongest line of resistance. So that's why when the price was getting rejection around this 0.5, I was saying you guys that do expect some more movement at least around this 0.618 before price chooses the trend direction, because crypto market is volatile and we are all aware of that. And that's why guys, that's why right now I am actually expecting short-term price movement around this 50 to 51,000 for Bitcoin. Because if you want to look at this in a bit different way, no problem, we can simply add another like broadening bottom type of scenario. This here was bigger broadening frame, this is a smaller broadening frame. So if we do see a pullback here, just like as shown in the example, after testing the upper line area, we witness some more pullback, and after that price trying to break here to the upside. So that's why guys, in our case, if we do manage to come across this 50,000 or 51,000 range, after that we could be expecting some sort of a pullback, and again price trying to break here to the upside, because according to the broadening bottom you can see rejection is there. So please don't expect some crazy movement like this here, right? So I have been saying you this time and again in my videos. So that's why according to this phase D also, there could be some more range bound or more of a shakeout scenario in between this line before an actual parabolic scenario or parabolic phase take place for Bitcoin, right? So please guys, be careful and don't over leverage yourself. And not just only this, if you want to look at this price action in a very simple way, then you can also look at this chart here. So now if you also look at this here in a daily time frame, yesterday we did talk about this one scenario. So for those individuals who want to understand it in a very simple way, for you guys, you can simply add this rising trend line, because this rising trend line is not just only acting as a strong line of support, but it is also showing us the possible trend direction. So that's why we said on my yesterday's video, as long as the price of Bitcoin is following this rising trend line, we should be absolutely fine. If you want to look at this in a bit different way, you can simply add this another scenario, ascending channel, because we can see clearly the price of Bitcoin, right, forming here higher highs, higher lows, continuation pattern. So if we do see any sort of a pullback before price trying to break to the upside, that should also be absolutely fine, because with each and every previous stop, you can see, right, when we had this pullback, the same line acted as a support, and after that price started heading to the upside. Now that's why around this 48,000, this was a resistance. The same line could be acting as a support if we do see a pullback around this 48,000 range and price again trying to break here to the upside. Because in a smaller time frame, I mean, if you look at this here in a 4-hour time frame, let me show you with the help of this Fibonacci extension line, right? If you take this Fibonacci extension line from this swing low and look at this Korean Bitcoin price action, you can see these Fibonacci lines were very important, because what did we say? If we do break out of this 0.786, where might we getting gravitated? This here 100% Fibonacci extension line that's lying around 50,671 or even 51,000 could be on the line. So any sort of a pullback, we are aware around this 0.786, which is around 47,800 to 48,000, right? With the previous example, what I showed you, we could be seeing some support lying around that area. So if this support is also going to get broken and we are going to see a pullback, that could bring the price even lower. As I said you, that is nothing to worry, because if this here is still going to play out as a broadening bottom, then around this area, we are actually expecting some pullback to occur before price again tries breaking it to the upside, because this here is exactly also shown in an example of broadening bottom. So these are some of the scenarios I see right now looking at the price action of Bitcoin. If you enjoyed my work, then guys, come on, please hit the like button, and also for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye guys.